Right, okay, YouTube. What is, should I say YouTube? iTunes. What is going on with iTunes? Well, I was looking around on Google, and it looks like there seems to be some sort of mass exodus going on from iTunes in a minute, with lots of people looking around for alternatives to iTunes. Why is this? Well, according to the Metro newspaper here in London that I read the other day, the Galaxy S3 is currently outselling the iPhone 4S 2 to 1. Why is that? Well, my opinion, personally, is because Apple have got into this mentality of treating their customers like complete utter morons. They've made their phone very easy to use, which is fantastic, which is, is great for accessibility purposes. Not everybody is as technically minded as other people, so that's great. But things, for example, can't change. You can change your ringtones, but you can't upload your own ringtones. You can't change your fonts. You can't change your background screens. Well, I mean, I think you can now, but when I first got my 3GS, for example, you couldn't even put a background photograph. They literally locked you out of everything. And also the features are a bit dated. Granted, for sensitive touch-wise, I think the iPhone still has it, but the Galaxy S3, for example, it's a superb smartphone. And as I said in my blog, one of the downsides to coming away from Apple, which I found when I first did it, was that you realise smartphones are a hell of a lot smarter than they was when you started your 24-month contract. 24 months, what do you think about it? 2 years. Do you realise how much technology has moved on in 2 years? Right, anyway. So, this isn't a video about iPhone versus Samsung, because in my personal opinion, Samsung's the best at the moment. Of course, iPhone 5 coming out, who knows? But I suppose what you really want to know is about, for example, different players, media players, other than iTunes, because one of the real mofos about coming out of this is that, quite frankly, you've probably amassed a massive library of MP3s. Because cleverly, I suppose, Apple have forced you into getting their music from their iTunes, because they wouldn't give you an FM radio, which I think is pretty disgusting, but there you go. So, okay, I looked around online, and there were 3 names that kept popping up. Songbird. Now, Songbird basically has quite a lot of good reviews, and it's a mixture of a sort of media player come web browser, with a fairly easy to use interface. I haven't used it myself, but that's what the reviews are saying. Now, Media Monkey. Now, this little bad boy seems to have everything. Not only is it a media player, but it also has a built-in CD burning feature, which for a lot of people, fantastic. And it will download directly from your iPod. Again, according to the reviews, I haven't used it, but it seems to hold its own against iTunes very, very well. My personal one, which I've used since coming off of iTunes, is Double Twist. Now, I actually quite like Double Twist. I like the way it works, I like the way it looks. I like the fact that it has video features in it, and that I was able to download from my iTunes directly. Because, like a bit of a plonker, when I first did it, I didn't even think that anything would work with iTunes, because it doesn't usually. So I just copied and pasted from the iTunes folder, and copied it straight into the Double Twist. Now, it did work, but it completely messed up my album artwork, so it's not recommended. But if you're like me, you're not really bothered about the little niceties of being able to look at the screen when you're listening to music, because quite frankly, I don't. If I'm listening to music, it goes in my ears, not in my eyes. So, but you can sync it across, and if you do sync it across, usually it will do. You might need a little bit of tweaking. It is a bit of a shame that with Android phones, You know, you don't get everything wrapped up in a nice, neat little bundle like you do with the Apple phones. You know, which pretty much work out of the box, and they are absolutely idiot-proof. What I will say, once you've invested a little bit of time looking into these different features and whatever, you'll realise that there is a bigger world outside of Apple. You know, and also, you know, you will be amazed at just how much there is on offer. So don't be daunted by it, guys. I know it can be seen as a little bit much at the moment, but as I said, don't worry about it. You'll get on top of it, and it won't even take you that long. You know, it's one of them things where at first it will put you off, but I hope watching this video you will see that there is a big wide world out there, and that there are a lot of options open to the right people if you're just willing to look for it. Not only that, but a lot of the stuff you know, is free. So, you know, them, for example, them three I gave you, Media Monkey, Double Twist and Songbird, they're all free. So don't be afraid to download them, try them out. If you don't like them, just chuck them away. That's the beauty of uninstall. Alright then, well, as usual, keep it real and take care.